Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about these crazy cruise prices. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time here, let's chat about cruise prices. We're a small travel agency. We just try to give you the best information possible about cruising so that you can plan and go on an amazing cruise vacation. If that sounds good, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's talk about cruise prices. Right now, they are going up, 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 up. And it doesn't look like they're coming down anytime soon. There's a huge demand for cruising at the moment. All of the different cruise lines, I see the pricing is going up and up. I just recently tried to just look at a few options for Icon of the Seas from Royal Caribbean in 2025, and it was $5,000 for an inside cabin for just me. That's crazy. So also just looking at other cruise lines like Carnival and Norwegian, Holland American, pricing is up. It's not maybe up as drastically as the newer Royal Caribbean ships, but it is definitively going up, and I don't see it coming down. Also, the ability to book close to your cruise is really diminishing. So I've noticed recently that trying to get last minute deals or trying to get even to go on a cruise last minute. I usually plan way in advance, but there are times where something falls through or I don't have something planned. I decide last minute, let me look and see what's going on. It's not so much that the pricing is super high. It's definitely not low. There are no real last minute deals anymore where something's really cheap. However, what I'm seeing is there's not really inventory. If you look 2, 3, 4 weeks out, there's very little inventory, especially to prime places like Bermuda, the Caribbean, those type of things. Sure, if you are looking to go on something interesting like maybe Canada, New England, Alaska, those type of things, you might find some inventory out there. So let's talk about why that is. It's just that there's this incredible demand right now. After the pandemic, all of the cruise lines suffered tremendously during the pandemic. The year and a half after, like when we were allowed to come back to sailing, so starting in the endish of 2021 through 2022, I felt like pricing was really good. You were really getting a lot of encouragement to come back to cruising. And there were still a lot of people who maybe were a little trepidatious about going on a cruise, or maybe they were a little worried about COVID or just being in big groups of people, or if the protocols were, whatever it may be. Pricing was really good and really aggressive to get people back into cruising. Now that there's a built up demand and everybody wants to get back to cruising now, the prices are going way up because the cruise lines have to pay back all this debt that they have incurred during the pandemic and by shutting down for a year, which of course is crazy. So I understand why. So let's talk about it. I don't want this video to be negative at all. So we're going to talk about that right there, which is kind of the why. I don't really want to get into like cutbacks and service and different things because those things always come and go. And there are, I'm sure, reasons for that. I'm not happy about all of them, but let's try to keep it a little bit positive as to what you could do to mitigate some of these price issues of cruising going up. So here's a couple ideas. One, the most traditional idea, as always, is book as far out as you possibly can. Now, there are ways to kind of help yourself here. If you book with Norwegian, all of your cruise deposits are refundable up until final payment. So you could book something far out and get a really good deal. Now, the prices we're seeing the highest are Royal Caribbean at the moment. So there are refundable and non-refundable rates. The refundable rates are always going to be even higher. However, it is refundable. So here's the thing that you can look into for Royal Caribbean. If you book way far out, book a refundable deposit, you can always change that to a non-refundable deposit. Now, they are going to reprice your cruise. It may be the prevailing rate or whatever it is, but at least you have protection against it really going up. Another tip other than booking way in advance is to call a travel agent. If you work with a travel agent, again, it's not a shameless pitch for us, or maybe it is. Call us. We're happy to help you. But if you go through a travel agents have group space. And what that basically means is when a new ship or itinerary gets announced, say Star of the Seas, which is going to come out in probably a few weeks or a month or so, there will be a big reveal for it and the cabins will go on sale. All of your travel agents and bigger groups like Expedia Cruises, Dream Vacations, pick whatever travel, MEI Travel, Hard Travel, all of the different big, well-known vacation agencies are going to buy cabins right in the beginning there. So we put a deposit down on Group Space, which basically holds the rooms at that price for us. So the first day those ships come out, the prices aren't going to be astronomical. They're going to be pretty reasonable. And then what happens is over time, as supply and demand hit, the prices are going to go up. So if you go online for Icon of the Seas right now, or Utopia, or Wonder, any of the newer ships, you may see a crazy rate. However, if you call a travel agent, they may have Group Space, which is much lower than the rate that you're seeing online, and they will absolutely be happy to give you room in their Group Space. It's not meaning that it's a traditional group where it's a bunch of people are traveling together. Just Group Space just means that they've bought a bunch of cabins and they have them on hold that they can use, which locks in those prices. So keep that in mind as well. Those are two really easy ways to try to mitigate the high prices at the moment. The other thing is, don't always look to sail on the newest ship. There are a ton of ships out there, and there are a ton of amazing experiences you could have on a little bit of an older cruise ship. We went on Enchantment of the Seas this year. It is a 25-year-old ship. It is a smaller cruise ship. We had an amazing 8-day trip. What you look for in those cruises is build your cruise around an itinerary maybe, instead of these giant new mega ships, which are more the vacation is the ship itself. So look at maybe a really cool itinerary. We spent 2 days in Charleston. We spent 2 days in Bermuda. It went to Martha's Vineyard. We had an amazing time on our ship. So keep that in mind. There are older ships like Celebrity Summit, Celebrity Silhouette. Royal Caribbean has Vision of the Seas, Enchantment of the Seas, even some of like the Freedom class ships and Voyager class ships. You're going to get a little bit of a deal on, a much better deal than you would get on Wonder, Symphony, Icon, Utopia, all of those that are the brand new or newer ships, right? Symphony came out in 2018, so it's still a relatively new ship. Wonder, specifically Wonder, Utopia, and Icon, you're really going to see higher prices on. So keep that in mind. You can book an older ship, book a more interesting itinerary, and then try my other one piece of advice is to try to find a port that may be drivable for you. So if you are up here in the Northeast like we are, we have New York, we have New Jersey, we have Baltimore, and then on the tippy part there, we have Boston. So if you can get to any of those ports, it's going to save you maybe $1,000 total or more on airfare. So if you could drive, get an Uber, take a train. We're leaving on Norwegian Escape in just a few days, and we are taking the train up, and we're going to get to the Manhattan terminal that way. So those are a couple quick tips to try to mitigate this crazy price issue that we have going on with cruising right now. And as always, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Please like the video if you found it helpful. And if you have any questions at all about cruising, prices, or anything, please comment below or feel free to email me at jp@bitesizecruises.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.